Why some say OU fans embarrassed them at the game on Saturday, a verdict in the R. Kelly case, and stolen mail found all over an elementary school playground. This is OU Nightly. Hello, thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Libby Dean.
And I'm Ben Thomas. Tonight we begin with what some are calling bad behavior by OU fans at the Palace on the Prairie Saturday night. Shannon Ehrhardt is live outside of Gaylord Memorial Stadium. Shannon?
The OU football team beat West Virginia on Saturday 16-3, but it reignited chants the Sooners haven't heard in 46 years.
Here we are in 2021. I saw the same thing happen in 1975 to a guy that lost one guy in his career.
Steve Davis, the 1975 Sooner quarterback, led the team to just one loss in 3 years. But that one loss generated boos from a stadium full of Sooner fans. Fast forward, and current quarterback Spencer Rattler experienced a similar situation. But fans chanted for the backup QB2.
Now they're doing that. We want Kayla. You tend to force the ball because you.
I really don't know why they were doing it, but I mean,
It was a loud chant. It was a really, really loud chant. The boos were really loud. I'm sure Steve Davis to his dying day never forgot it. You never forget something like that.
And fans took to social media when commenting on Rattler's performance.
I'm certainly not saying that Spencer can't play better. He can, he will, but we got to play better around him too. We got to coach better around him, and we get it. Listen, that's when offensive football doesn't work. They're going to look at the coach and they're going to look at the quarterback.
Sports psychologists say mental toughness in a packed stadium is the key to a peak performance, and a supportive fan base contributes to that.
Do appreciate the support of the fan base. It was a great atmosphere in there tonight, and I tell you what. Spencer and again the whole offense, we'll own what we didn't do well. We're not going to shy away from that. I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of balls, all right, to do what we did there at the end. So people better see that too.
The Kansas Jayhawks handed the 1975 football team their only loss in 3 years, and Sooner fans booed 22-year-old Steve Davis. Rattler was booed just the same, but led the team to a win.
Of course, he'll always remember the good over the bad during the career, but later on in your life, you just shake your head and they go. And you're telling that story to your grandkids.
It'll be 2 weeks until Rattler and company face the OU fan base again, but they'll travel to Manhattan, Kansas next to take on the Wildcats Saturday afternoon. Shannon Ehrhardt, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Shannon. I was super surprised and very caught off guard by the boos. Was not something I expected to see for sure.
I didn't expect that either, and was not anticipating the reaction from anyone.
Definitely not. Now, the Oklahoma State Department of Health reports just over 1,000 new COVID cases today. The department is showing a slight decrease in the number of active cases to almost 14,000. The CDC says a little more than 10,000 Oklahomans have died due to COVID-19. And almost 2 million people across the state are now fully vaccinated.
Rap star R. Kelly is in hot water after the jury returns a verdict in his case. OU Nightly's Donovan England has that and the rest of today's headlines from around the nation. Donovan.
Thanks, Libby. R. Kelly is found guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking charges. The verdict comes 13 years after Kelly was acquitted of child pornography. The R&B singer faces one count of racketeering with 14 underlying acts that involve several misconduct with women and minors. The U.S. Department of Justice reached a deal with John Hinckley Jr., the man who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in 1981. Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity and spent nearly 30 years in a mental hospital. U.S. District Judge Paul Friedman said he will approve Hinckley's unconditional release. He will not have no restriction or on his movement or internet activity. And President Joe Biden received his COVID-19 booster shot. Today, Biden urged Americans to do the right thing by getting vaccinated. About 20 million Americans are eligible for a third shot of the Pfizer vaccine. And according to a virologist at the University of North Carolina, oral antiviral has shown the potential of reducing one's COVID-19 symptoms. Thank you. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Donovan. Fall temperatures have arrived in Oklahoma, but the windy state could face a new threat as seasons change: wildfires. Fire weather Sunday was near critical in parts of Oklahoma as wind and dry air created a perfect storm for wildfires to spread. A 215-acre fire in southwest Canadian County initiated Sunday, quickly devouring the surrounding dry bush. Experts at the National Weather Service say fire season normally peaks in January, but can come in the fall when drought conditions spring up.
It's interesting because early in the spring we received quite a bit of rainfall that resulted in a lot of grass growing across the region. And within the last couple of weeks, within the last 30 days or so, that has switched to where we've only received about 10 to 25% of our normal rainfall.
Lindley says now it is the perfect time to prepare for the peak fire season by clearing the areas around your home to create a defensible space for firefighters.
And it was another hot and humid day in Norman, hoping it won't stay around much longer.
Yes, Juliana Mejia has the answer. Juliana?
Yes, yeah, it has been beautiful out there, but it has continued on this track of above average temperatures, very well above average too. Now, fortunately, like you said, it is a bit humid out there, so that is dampening that fire risk, but we are seeing about 89 degrees out here in Norman right now and around the metro. The heat index, however, is actually a few degrees cooler than what we're actually seeing for that temperature, so it's feeling pretty comfortable for the most part. Fortunately, we do have rain on the way, so tomorrow will be the last bit of this peak heat before we have plenty of rain that's going to wash us out all at the end of the week, and that's going to bring us a return to more average temperatures, more seasonable for this time of year.
Thanks, Juliana. A Norman resident made an unlikely discovery at Jefferson Elementary playground. It revealed evidence of mail theft.
Plus, a major airline under fire due to tarmac delays. Stay tuned for that when we return.
A very recognizable local building is selling space once again.
Rivera has more on the upcoming auction and Money Matters.
Founders Tower in Oklahoma City is auctioning off condos for the second time in 2 years. The historic mixed-use building is selling 22 condos, including 2 3-bedroom penthouses. Last time the owners auctioned off space, 10 condos and some commercial space were sold for over $2.5 million. The owners believe that in today's market and with a higher demand for housing, they can make even more this time around. The auction for space in the Founders Tower will take place on October 14th. United Airlines had to dip into the bank account a bit over the weekend as the company was fined $1.9 million by the U.S. Transportation Department. The fine was imposed as a result of violating federal laws on long tarmac delays. Between December of 2015 and February of this year, more than 3,200 passengers were held on planes without a chance to disembark. This is the largest such fine the department has ever imposed. And over in the UK, a shortage of truck drivers is causing gas stations to run dry. Panic buying has taken over with lines at fuel stops extending far outside the parking lot. The industry is short a reported 100,000 drivers. The UK government is offering 5,500 work visas to foreign truck drivers in hopes to get fuel to the stations in need. Another proposed solution is asking the British military to deliver the gas to service stations across the country. ExxonMobil and Shell have released statements saying that this is a temporary spike and not a national shortage. Finally, Nestle is recalling nearly 30,000 DiGiorno crispy pan pepperoni pizzas for mislabeling the products. The frozen pies contain soy protein, a common allergen not listed on the box. That's my 2 cents. Libby and Ben, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. A Norman resident made an interesting discovery one afternoon.
Kayla Davis joins us live from Jefferson Elementary with more on what she's found. Kayla.
I'm at standby, guys. Zeta Sari of Norman couldn't believe what she saw at the playground her son usually plays at.
And I was picking up trash, and as I was picking up pieces of paper, I noticed that they had people's addresses on them, and they were clearly envelopes.
What Sari had found in the playground at Jefferson Elementary was the evidence of mail theft.
One of the pieces of paper was actually someone's bank statement from their bank listing all of their purchases. So then I was really like picking up everything we could find. And then we ran across an Amazon package, the envelope for it.
Sari had her own theory about how the mail designed for the residents of Hubert and Acres Street were scattered about.
Maybe somebody was just walking through the neighborhood and decided to grab some stuff out of people's mailbox, and then maybe decided that the playground was a good place to open things. But we don't know that for sure.
She and her husband took it upon themselves to return the items to the rightful owners. But here are the Postal Service's recommended steps when there is evidence of mail theft. Notify the police, place your mail on hold, and report mail theft immediately to their website. To stop this common occurrence from happening, try taking your letters or packages directly to the post office. Know when your packages will arrive, or ask your neighbor to watch your front doorstep. Reporting live, Kayla Davis, OU Nightly.
Bike enthusiasts have something to look forward to. Fat Tires is opening its 6th location right here in Norman.
And we're hoping for some better weather this week as fall is coming our way.
Yes, yeah. Looking forward to some rain that we're seeing on the way, definitely in time to end this period of drought for us. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. We got a nice, beautiful look at the sunshiny skyline out there. It's warm and it's looking at about 90 degrees right now. Lots of sunshine. That dew point at about 51. So that's actually bringing us some decent moisture out there as well. And so we have talked about a bit that fire risk, unfortunately, because of those dew points, that has dampened any major risk for fire conditions. However, the drought monitor, this has expanded quite a bit, both at normal, moderate, and severe have all expanded in the last few weeks or so as this is updated. Fortunately, we are seeing chances for rain this upcoming week, and we're going to see this pretty much hold out for the entirety of the week. Starting tomorrow, really chances for rain are heaviest and strongest down toward the southwestern portion of the state. Chances increase Wednesday, and then our best chances are Thursday, and then that holds out all the way through about Sunday. And so again, talking about these drought conditions, we've only seen less than half an inch of rainfall so far this month, and that is almost 3 inches below what we normally see for this time of year. So now going into the end of this week, the possible rain totals we could see up to at most 2 inches of rainfall. That will still leave us over an inch below normal for this time of year. Now playing that out and tracking that out, so ahead of a dry line coming from the west, that's going to bring us our first round of showers and thunderstorms. Again, the strongest chances being towards the southwestern portion of the state, and that'll be late Tuesday, lingering into our area and then petering out overnight. We'll see that linger again into Wednesday morning, really just some widespread showers before that strengthens into some thunderstorms and stronger storms into the evening. And then you can see this cold front that will wash through, bringing us additional chances and stronger chances into Thursday. Now talking about tonight, we're going to see some pretty normal for, we're a little, again, above normal for this time of year. So normally you see about 57 degrees. We're going to see in the 60s tonight, 90s again tomorrow. So again, another hot day. And then you can see rain chances just across the board, and then a nice cool off along with that rain.
Thanks, Juliana. Since the start of the pandemic, the cycling industry has experienced a surge in business. A local bike shop is pedaling closer to the bike enthusiasts of Norman. Fat Tire Bike Shop recently opened its doors of its 6th Oklahoma location, bringing biking closer to the Norman market. The shop is full service and goes beyond just providing bicycles.
The whole pillar of our business and our concept is bicycle experiences and community, and bringing people together on bicycles, and just getting more people on bikes and having a blast together.
The shop hopes to continue serving Norman, bringing the community closer, one bike sale at a time.
And OU football had a close game this Saturday versus West Virginia. Ashley, can you tell us more?
That's right. The Sooners took home the win over the Mountaineers 16-13. OU remains undefeated this season, just like former OU quarterback Kyler Murray. Murray led the Cardinals to another victory last night, making his team 3-0 on the season. Stick around because sports is next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Ashley Velde, and it's time for sports. The Sooners found themselves in a 13-13 tie with West Virginia on Saturday with just minutes to go. QB Spencer Rattler, who was taunted by the crowd early, shook off the criticism, driving down the field in the final possession, completing all 6 passes for 54 yards. Gabe Burkich sealed the deal with a field goal and what is believed to be the first game-winning kick with no time left in school history. Now the OU Nightly team has your game wrap-up.
Caroline Grace here with Ben Thomas, wrapping it after a close one as the Sooners took on West Virginia, winning it with 1 second left. Gabe Burkich ups the field goal and takes home the win. The Sooners squeezing by once again. Ben, can you break down what made this game so close?
This game was so close from start to finish because the defenses balled out once again. The Sooner defense coming up huge for another big win against the West Virginia Mountaineers, because once again, Lincoln Riley and Spencer Rattler in this offense could not get anything going. Except for the very first drive of the game, Rattler was able to connect with Austin Stogner in the back of the end zone to give the Sooners the lead. But after that, they were basically non-existent, and Lincoln Riley and the Sooner offense really need to take a hard look in the mirror here and kind of figure out and try to get their footing underneath them, because right now it is not looking like the Sooner offense that many people are used to. And if I'm the defense, I continue what I'm doing, because they are getting big stops in big moments when the Sooners need them most. And this Sooner defense for back-to-back weeks bails them out for another big win.
Had 21 snaps for Oklahoma in the first half with little efficiency. Definitely not the familiar OU Lincoln Riley offense. Now they definitely have some work to do before heading out to Manhattan this weekend against Kansas State. But for now, I'm Caroline Grace with Ben Thomas.
And now we're going to take it to the pros with former Sooners Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals improved to 3-0 for the first time since 2015 after beating the Jags late 31-19. The Jags led when cornerback Byron Murphy delivered the game-changing pick six to turn the tide for the Cardinals. Murray finished with 28 of 34 completions for 316 yards. And it was a highly anticipated game yesterday between Baker Mayfield's Browns and the Bears as Justin Fields made his rookie debut. But Fields struggled as the Browns' Myles Garrett set a franchise record with 4.5 sacks. Mayfield threw for 246 yards and completed 61% of his passes. OU entered the final day of the Schooner Fall Classic today in 8th place, but within 10 strokes of 2nd place Illinois. The Sooners finished competition today and are paired with Illinois and Iowa State. And Team USA took back the Ryder Cup this weekend with a record 19-9 rout over Team Europe. The highlight was Bryson DeChambeau driving the 350-yard par 4 first hole, but the lopsided loss was tough for Team Europe to swallow.
I play in this event. I realize that it's the best event.
Lost in the 88th minute to Texas yesterday, 4-3. Be sure to tune into Sooner Sports Bad tonight at 7:30 on Bally Sports Oklahoma to see a story on OU's newest soccer star. Libby and Ben, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Ashley.
Straight ahead on OU Nightly, how California residents joined together to support children who lost everything in the Calder fire.
Ms. Maslovskaya at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The latest satellite to record human and natural impacts on Earth is launched into orbit. The project of NASA and the U.S. Geological Survey, Landsat 9, will observe the Earth's surface temperatures to guide us during the climate change. Project scientist Jeff Masick says it will help us understand tropical deforestation, wildfires, and hurricanes. That's it for you. Back to you in the studio.
After hundreds of children lost everything to the Calder fire, a nonprofit came to the rescue, passing out nearly 20,000 toys to children displaced by the fire.
The nonprofit Ashley's Toy Closet travels to natural disasters with hopes of bringing a smile to kids' faces. They chose Pioneer Elementary School in California for the Toys Closet after more than 80 students who were transferred due to the Caldor fire go to school there. And honestly, it was super nice to see them go out into the community and help these kids who lost so much.
Yeah, I'm so glad they were able to do something for kids who lost everything. A toy, just to put a smile on their face.
I heard even a dirt bike was given too,
yeah,
so that's really cool.
You would have been happy with the dirt bike.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Well, thanks for tuning in to OU Nightly. And we are joining with weather right now.
Yes, yeah, just one last look at that week-long outlook so you can see rain chances just across the board this week. Tomorrow being that last bit of overwhelming heat before we see a return to much more normal temperatures, bringing us down to that average for September, typically in the lower 80s. So you can see we'll see that at the end of the week, and then really seeing a nice cool off to start off the month of October with additional rain chances lasting all the way through Sunday.
Thanks for tuning in to OU Nightly. We're live every weekday from Gaylord Hall on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night, live at 4:30. Good night.
Night.